It can be tough running a business. I mean, other than the operational chaos that you can be in, there are things that happen every time that you're not expecting that can really derail you or put you off guard. It's important to be true to yourself, to remember why are you doing this and actually keep at it, because there's, as you said, in every industry right now, in whatever business you're in, there's people that have done what you're doing successfully and they're ahead of you. It's important to learn from us. Put your ego aside. That's the most important thing. Put your ego, forget about your ego, leave your ego, because this is what will pull you down. Ego is what pushes us down. Forget about the ego. Keep learning, keep improving yourself. Try to understand yourself better so you can lead your business better, so your team can feel your confidence, so that you can influence people better and get better results.
You're listening to Brainwork Framework, a business and marketing podcast brought to you by focus-biz.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Brainwork Framework. With us today is the president of Business Optimization Partners, Jad Atwe. Jad is going to be talking more about his new book and how we can be resilient in business. Jad, so excited to have you on. How are you doing?
Amazing. How are you, Chris? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for coming on. I know it's cold in both of the regions that we're in the world, but we're hoping to, be resilient and make it through to spring and summer. But life and business can get hard sometimes. Resilience is so important. But I'd love to know more about your journey in business. What were you doing before that led you into the work you're doing today?
I started my career in engineering. I studied civil engineering, then studied some more, did a master's degree in that as well. I worked a little bit in that field, but I was excited about construction. So I started my general contracting business, as one would do. It's fun and nice seeing things being built, basically. It was a very turbulent start to begin with. You're starting a new business. Being in the driver's seat is way different than working for someone else. And you only know that and see that when you're actually doing it. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you prepare. There's always something that comes and gets you off guard. Then you have to adjust and keep figuring your way through it. So I went into general contracting, doing additions for people, major renovations. I did also some development. So we're building homes and selling them. I went also in real estate development. So I was a home builder, building new homes and selling them. And then before COVID, things were amazing. Then COVID came and then things were more amazing. But with the interest rate hikes and fluctuation in the market, that really bothered us and it took us into uncertainty. When projects used to make sense before building them, after building them, it didn't make sense anymore. And then I found myself in a very tight situation financially, then problems with few vendors, and then you understand how tough business can be and what you have to deal with. As you said, sometimes you do all of the preparation, you do things by the book, but things come that are not expected. For example, tariffs. Who knew that you'll be paying more on everything now?
Well, only 50% of people. The other half didn't believe it.
Exactly. Thinking about it, it's like, in business, what's the recipe for success? The recipe is doing the right things for a long period of time and being resilient, just to hang out, to see it through, because it ebbs and flows. You have your good days and then also you have your bad days. It's important to be resilient in order to see it through those bad days, the days where cash is tight, the days where you have bad team members, bad clients, things are chaotic. And from those bad times is where the idea of writing Resilient in Business came from. I wrote a book, it's called Resilient in Business, and it provides a roadmap for business owners on how to be resilient. What are the practices that help us strengthen our capacity to be able to withstand everything, all of the chaos that's happening around us, be able to absorb all of those challenges and keep going. And it's not about pushing harder. It's more about like working smarter and focusing on what increases our resilience capacity.
Right. Absolutely. And especially within business and even life in general, we're just thrown with so many curveballs. It's tough to make sense of it. And unfortunately, some of those things are not in our control. We can only control what we're able to. So,
Yes.
to have, have a better foundation. And that's what's great about your past experiences. You're building the architecture, the infrastructure, the foundation to
Yes.
build a good home. And that's what it takes to build a good business. And resilience. Resilience is like withstanding the unexpected.
Absolutely. And from what I've been noticing, like working with different business owners and myself included, is in the small business world, the results that our businesses get tend to be a reflection of us, of how we lead ourselves, of how we lead our businesses, of how we operate on a personal level. So it's the way we think, the way what we believe, the way that we act, the actions that we take, the support systems that we put in place around us. Those are the things that affect the results that our businesses get. And this is what I mentioned in the book. It all starts and ends with us as business owners. It's all about us. We're the sole director. We're the decision makers, but also the results are a result of how we lead ourselves, basically. So because we're the starting point, it's important to understand our personal operating system. How are we working? How are we operating? And what are the things that will help us be more resilient, move us in the right way? And in the book, they are described in a framework called the Roots Framework, which stands for 5 key practices. It starts with regulating our nervous system. It starts with R, which is regulate, which means regulating our nervous system, knowing how to manage the stress, knowing how to manage our emotions, not get the chaos and the spikes that during the day to derail us or make us become more reactive to what's happening. If a client bothers you, don't snap at them. if a team member is bothering you, do not snap at them, because you'll regret it later.
Yes. Yes. And it's just a brief moment in time where your emotions are taking over, and you need to let your logical self take over, so that way you're not hurting these relationships or yourself.
Correct. Exactly. That's true. So what happens in the brain when we're stressed in those moments is the part of the brain that's responsible for reasoning, responsible for logic, narrows down, and it's not as effective. It's not as effective anymore. So you end up saying things, doing things that you'll regret later. And this is why it's important to make sure that we understand where we're at, to have self-awareness, to and come back to our body, calm down, relax down, manage our emotions before taking action. So this is the first step in the personal operating system, the first skill that we need to manage and understand to be able to, be calm all the time, to have strong presence. I mean, you've noticed, you probably know that in a room where where things are happening, the person with the calmest appears to be the most confident, and he's the person that's most trusted by people, because you're talking in a calm tone. People are more relaxed around you. They can approach you, and then they can freely talk to you, and they can trust you. This doesn't happen when you're just angry and emotional. So it's important. Again, this is why regulate is important. The second step in the Roots framework is observe. And that's about observing the loops that we as business owners find ourselves in. Sometimes it feels that like whatever you do in your business, whatever new marketing strategy you try, whatever new tactic, however you hire people, you end up in the same result. It's like being on a hamster wheel. You're running, working harder, putting in more hours, but you're not seeing the results that you expected. And this is basically because it all goes back to our beliefs. We believe in what, because those determine the actions that we take and determine the results that we end up seeing. So understanding the loops that we are in is very crucial, so we can stop this. We're not doing this anymore, and take another action and spiral upwards, as opposed to keeping running in place or going downwards.
Right. And I love that number 2 is observe, because observation is kind of taking just a moment to look around you, to understand what's happening. And it allows our brain to process the situation in a way that we're not, consciously thinking about it. It's like our brain is processing it So the fact that you can take a moment to observe just helps you get a better perspective. And I feel like that can help you make better decisions.
Absolutely, and those are subconscious patterns that are running in the background that we're not always aware of the effects that they're causing us, of the cost that they're causing us. It could be people pleasing. It could be undercharging your clients because you're worried you're not getting enough work. It could be many things. I mean, people are complicated. Everyone comes with their own set of problems.
Right. Yeah. We're all trying to
Starting
just
me.
figure this out.
Exactly, and then once you understand that, you relax. It's all an experiment.
Yes. Yes, it really is. And I think
Yeah.
knowing that, other people go through the same thing. It's not like just us as a one person are
Yes.
experiencing. The other person has those same feelings. So what is there to be nervous or scared of?
Exactly. Absolutely. We're all in this together. The only difference between us and someone farther ahead, I mean, they've been experimenting for longer. Like that's it.
Right.
Yeah. The third step in the roots framework is own, and own is about coming back to our identity, of being true to ourselves, of understanding what are our values, what do we stand for, what's important to us, what's our purpose. Those are very critical when things are tough, when things are hard in your business. They're the most critical in those times because they make the difference between you calling it a day and quitting or keeping going. That's what
Right.
understanding. Yeah, why are you doing this? What's important to you?
Right, right. Because I feel like taking that moment to look at your own yourself, you're thinking about your morals, your experience. What would you as a person do in this situation?
Yes,
And unfortunately, a lot of people give up some morals in order to make money, but not everyone is like that. Some people still have that compass. They know themselves what they stand for, and that helps lead and direct them as they're making these decisions.
exactly. It's what motivated you to be in business to begin with? Like, are you chasing freedom? Do you want to provide a better life for your kids? Those are the things that make you say, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to show up the next day or not. And they also act as a filter to your decisions, understanding your values, what's important to you, coming back to yourself. You're not easily swayed by other people's opinions. And what someone else in the family wants or what your friends say, those don't matter anymore once you understand yourself and you're acting true to yourself.
Right. But that's so hard to do. I feel like we're so heavily influenced by our family, our friends, and what they think, and how are we going to be perceived by
I
them.
know.
It's tough. But yeah, I feel like you can increase your confidence if you really stand for yourself. It
Yes.
doesn't mean you're always right, but
Yeah.
have a little bit of foundation to stand on.
True. And what you said is very important right now. And I've struggled with it as well, opening up to people. And then everyone wants to put their nose in your business. Brings us to setting boundaries.
Perfect transition.
And telling people to leave us alone, for a
That's
lack of a
important
better
too.
word. Absolutely, absolutely, man. Because if you don't do it, it doesn't stop. It's endless. Yeah.
And I think that's not just business, but our personal life too. Setting boundaries with our family and friends, and specifically in business, because if you yourself are someone who likes to satisfy or please other people,
Yes.
unfortunately, you may dig yourself, an early grave where you're really working too hard, you're struggling, and that I don't feel like was the life that people wanted to create for themselves. So
Yes.
we need to have that understanding so that we can make the best decisions for ourselves.
Exactly. 100%. And I've heard it a lot of times. Sometimes from people I know, they're like, few years ago there was this business opportunity. I wish I were a part of it. I told my friends, they didn't want and so now we missed out on the it's like, what does your friends have to do with anything that you're doing with your life, with the future of your family? They have nothing to do with it. It's important to understand what's true to you and stick to it, and from here comes your self-authority. From here comes that feeling of acting in what's true and aligned with your purpose. The other part of own is being clear on your vision and then starting to build momentum towards that vision, following that.
Right. And I can tell you firsthand, it is really difficult to motivate yourself if you don't have a dream or a goal you're trying to reach. Because people get up and they look at the work and they ask themselves, why? why am I doing this? Is it worth the effort? And most of the time, if you have a really great dream or a goal you're aspiring to hit, that is going to be the fuel to your fire to get up every day and work as hard as you can to make that happen.
True, exactly. It's different when you're on the outside, when you're not a business owner, and when you're in it. Building a business is not easy. It takes effort. It takes building momentum, having clients, having a system that operates and runs. It takes a few years to nail that part. So you're absolutely right. It's very important to understanding why you're doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where can people find you and connect with you online to learn more about you?
Yeah. Let me tell you more about the framework. There's more.
That would be great. Let's keep her going.
Yes. The other part of roots is tend. Tend is about managing your energy, understanding your energy. It's tending to your energy, optimizing how you use your energy in the day, and to making sure that you're focusing on you're putting your energy in the right place. Basically, you're using it effectively. So that's tend. The the last part of the roots framework is the S, which stands for support. Putting the right support, building your support ecosystem, building the right support structure in place. And this means having the right team. It means having the right coaches and consultants. It means having the right industry partners, vendors that you trust. It also means that operationally you have the right systems and processes in place, that your team knows how to run that part without you being involved daily, being in the weeds daily. So those five key elements are very important to increase our resilience capacity, because resilience is an attribute that it's not something that you're born with. It's something that you can grow by adopting practices that will help you increase your resilience capacity. So it's again being calm when there is chaos, by regulating your nervous system, observing the loops that are keeping you in place, and owning your identity, being true to yourself, tending to your energy, managing your energy properly so you're effective in managing your days, and then putting the right support structure in place. So those all are key to building your resilience. And this is what's mentioned. This is what we go over in the book.
And where do you like to find your support system? How do you kind of seek people out? Because I feel like, everyday interactions, we can find great people, but really, learning if they're a good fit to help each other, like an accountability partner or buddy, to
Yes.
be that support.
Absolutely, yeah. We need so many things to be successful. We need industry peers, the people that are that there's a mutual benefit where you're referring clients to them, they're referring clients to you. Those set of trusted connections, coaches. It depends on what weaknesses one might have, and then they need strengthened consultants. And it's a trial and error thing. And sometimes you only know what works for you once you try it. So you hire someone, they don't work, and then and then you go back and then you review your hiring process. What do I actually need in this person? What will actually help me? And then you can interview them better the next time. Talking about from personal experience, I went through at least 5 accountants, to be honest. To be honest with you, yeah. Sometimes you have to. This is the reality. People change. Your requirements change. One day you just want something simple. The other day, the level that you're working at becomes more complicated. So you want something else. People can't help you anymore. We evolved. Our team should evolve with us as well. It's an experiment again.
Right, right. Absolutely. I totally get that. And then for you, where can people find you and connect with you online?
Absolutely, yeah. So the website is resilientinbusiness.com. They can reach us there. They can also connect on LinkedIn. My name is Jad Atwe.
Wonderful. And we will have the links available down in the show notes and the description so everyone can have direct access and find you online. I was curious, we're just starting 2026 here. You've been in business for a while. What are you looking forward to most in 2026? I mean, you have the book launch now. Are you
Yes.
are you cooking up anything, different or exciting, or are you kind of sticking with, the same strategy and game plan that's been working for you so far?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this project, this book was born from a place of pain. So I'm really passionate about helping people get out of pain, get out of struggle, get out of stagnation, because this is where I was. This is the place I was in before. So the message here is I want people to understand that sometimes it's not jumping from one strategy to another. It's coming back to you, working on yourself, because you're the starting point, and becoming a better leader, a better business owner. And this will have ripple effects on your business. So My intent for the year is to help spread the message, help more people be aware of what we're doing, of the this framework, so that they can see what they're missing, what are their blind spots, address them, and so we can all build better businesses.
Right, absolutely. You've been through it, you've experienced it. You can teach people what you did right, what didn't work for you, and just like you mentioned, kind of bring it back to your own self. People need to look at themselves and
Exactly.
understand what's kind of working for them or not. Want to ask you, because you mentioned so much, about support, and I think a lot of that ties into our mentors, people who inspired us or gave us an opportunity and, kind of showed us an opportunity. So, are there any mentors out there who were really impactful to motivate you, to guide you in the right direction, whether that's your mentor or just someone who supports you?
It's a very good question. I'm mostly self-motivated,
Hey, that is fantastic.
but we're always learning, man. We're always adopting, learning. It doesn't end. It's endless, especially with everything that's coming that's new. So yes, I've had mentors in every aspect. So it's whether it's systems, whether it's marketing, how to write a book, whatever you do, you need someone that has done it before, that has been there before, that can walk you on the right path. It's very cost effective having a mentor. That's
Yes, yes. Really, really excellent returns if you're someone who is okay putting the effort and learning something new and taking advice from others. That can be a challenge. We think we're so smart often, but if we just be humble and understand everyone else, we're experimenting, trial and error, finding what works best for us, that
yes.
that just leads us in the right direction. As long as you're resilient, you can stick with it and achieve a lot of success from it.
This is the summary of the episode. Absolutely,
Yeah,
we're on the
right.
same
Yeah,
page.
I'll just wrap it all up.
I agree.
That is wonderful. So, just want to ask if there's anything we haven't talked about yet that maybe you want to share with our audience, or maybe something just to wrap up the episode that we haven't covered yet.
Yes. Just to recap, it's I just want to say it can be very difficult. It can be tough running a business. I mean, it's you, other than the operational chaos that you can be in, there are things that happen every time that you're not expecting, that can really derail you or put you off guard. It's important to be true to yourself, to remember why are you doing this, and actually keep at it, because there's, as you said, in every industry right now, in every whatever business you're in, there's people that have done what you're doing successfully and they're ahead of you. It's important to learn from us. Put your ego aside. That's the most important thing. Put your ego, forget about your ego. Leave your ego because this is what will pull you down. Ego is what pushes us down. Forget about the ego. Keep learning. Keep improving yourself. Try to understand yourself better, so you can lead your business better. So your team can feel your confidence, so that you can influence people better and get better results.
I love that. Some great inspiring tips and tricks. We appreciate you sharing your journey with us and sharing this with our audience. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, Chris. I appreciate your time as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.